Beyoncé is facing fierce backlash from her fan base after wearing a very offensive t-shirt. The diva sparked outrage at the Paris stop of her Cowboy Carter tour after wearing a t-shirt with the Buffalo Soldiers, who were some of the first African Americans to serve in the US military. While on its surface, the shirt seems like a celebration of an often overlooked part of American history, there's more to Bey's shirt than meets the eye. In the 1800s, the Buffalo Soldiers fought on the side of European colonizers against the Native Americans in the Indian Wars. Fans pointed out that not only did Beyoncé wear a shirt with the Buffalo Soldiers on the front of it, the back of the shirt also featured a very controversial passage about the Native Americans that they went up against. Allegedly, one verse on the garment reads, "Their antagonists were the enemies of peace, order, and settlement," warning Indians, bandits, cattle thieves, even bootleggers and trespassers, as well as Mexican revolutionaries. A number of Beyoncé's loyal fans were outraged by the text and took to social media and Reddit as well to express their outrage. One person online wrote, "Not everything in Black history needs to be revered and turned into an aesthetic. The Buffalo Soldiers did awful things to Indigenous people. Beyoncé's romanticism of this is beyond the pale." They added that Cowboy Carter album got her feeling all kinds of patriotic, in all the wrong ways. A third person commented saying, "I'm glad I'm seeing so many posts against Beyoncé peddling this Buffalo Soldier nonsense because I love her music, but she's not beyond being rightfully criticized, especially for selling merch calling Native Americans enemies of peace. Like, how dare you?" In other news, a technical mishap led to Beyoncé's flying car prop to tilt during Cowboy Carter concert in Houston, with fans capturing the moment on video. The singer was quickly lowered down and without injury, according to Beyoncé's entertainment and management company. The 43-year-old singer was performing her song 16 Carriages in a suspended red car when the vehicle started to tilt in the air, according to a video from the scary moment shared by fans on social media. And she was sitting on top of a red convertible as it began to actually slant. Now, she appeared to be wearing a harness and is seen holding on to, one of the cables, but Beyoncé is heard calmly saying into her microphone while she remains suspended in the air, "Stop, stop, stop, stop." So the music was stopped and the car was slowly lowered to the stage. After she was successfully on the ground, the singer told the crowd, "I want to thank y'all for loving me. If I ever fall, I know y'all will catch me." The cause of the malfunction was not immediately clear, and while she hasn't directly commented on the incident, Beyoncé shared a photo on Instagram letting everyone know all is well. That's gotta be scary though, right? And can you imagine the people who got fired right after that? Jeez.
Miley Cyrus has just been called out and cancelled for being rude to her own fans. Now what happened? Well, Miley was having a meet and greet and pretty much ignored everyone. Now Miley held a fan signing event to celebrate the release of her new single, Every Girl You've Ever Loved, for the singer's Something Beautiful film. Now her friend Naomi Campbell was present too, and the pair were signing vinyls for their collaboration. But both celebrities were slammed for ignoring their fans and doing a meet and greet with each other. In fan-taken footage of the event, Miley was seen chatting with Naomi while greeting fans and signing the vinyls. Fans reported that they were disappointed with everything that happened, as Miley was talking to Naomi and not the fans, and this resulted in poor quality photos where the stars were often not looking at the camera at all. Now afterwards, Miley made an Instagram post and thanked her fans and told those who missed it to go buy the vinyl. Fans called out the star in the comments though, with one person saying sorry to everyone who went to get a photo with them talking to one another, and another Instagram user wrote, "The way you ignored your fans, LOL." On Twitter, many attendees shared photos and videos of their interactions with the two stars, which caused even more criticism. You pay for a meet and greet and you meet Miley Cyrus, and she totally ignores you because she's busy chatting with Naomi Campbell. Now, one attendee shared a photo of them posing alongside the stars, but Naomi was looking down and Miley was not yet smiling. And this isn't the first time in recent weeks where Miley had upset her fans. At the beginning of June, Miley's Something Beautiful film premiered at the 2025 Tribeca Film Festival. Now, it was a film based off her album, but it seems like some fans didn't realize that that's what the tickets they bought were for. Yes, fans were shocked that they were seeing a film at a film festival, as many thought the tickets were for a performance or a concert. Now, after the premiere, Miley appeared at a Q&A session, and during the post-screening conversation on stage, several fans began loudly complaining about the fact that Miley was not going to perform live, with social media clips showing one proclaiming, "We thought this was a concert, we paid $800. Are you actually going to sing?" shouted another person, while the event's hosts attempted to calm the disruption by pointing out that the screening was a part of a film festival. Now, Miley, though, tried to make it up to her fans by singing an a cappella version of her 2009 hit, The Climb. Now, fans online were outraged as they felt scammed by the star and were angry, calling the event false advertising. But then a lot of people on the internet called out these so-called fans, saying that they were acting entitled and rude, and that they should have paid more attention to what they were buying, and to not blame and heckle Miley on a night that was supposed to be perfect for her.
Justin Bieber is back at it again after his cryptic IG posts. Fans are saying Hailey needs to leave him now. Justin Bieber is no stranger to an internet tirade, having posted several cryptic messages in recent months about love and mental health, all of which have sparked concern amongst his many fans. Alongside his increasingly frail and disheveled appearance during public outings, Justin's frequent social media missteps have led to a renewed level of scrutiny over his words. Now, the 31-year-old took to Instagram last Tuesday night to share his thoughts on the nature of loyalty in love, causing fans to point out a glaring flaw in his logic. He wrote, "Telling other humans they deserve something is like raising someone else's kids. Who are you to tell someone what someone should or shouldn't have? The audacity, that's not your place. God decides what we deserve." He continued in a separate post that said, "Loyalty is a manipulative language. Loyalty is a duty. It's an obligation. That's not free will. Love is not a duty. Love is a delight." He continued saying, "Please stop using loyalty to keep people around you out of your own fear. It's hurting us. Mafia members use loyalty to keep people in their gangs. Let's not perpetuate this manipulative language. Love over loyalty forever." His fans took to the comments to share their concern for the singer, with one person writing, "What in the world is going on?" while another person added, "You deserve a social media break." Others pointed to the fact that just days prior, Justin had shared a very strange post congratulating his wife Hailey Bieber on her recent Vogue cover, while simultaneously insulting her in the process. One person wrote, "Justin, you told Hailey she couldn't be on a cover of Vogue. Isn't that telling her she couldn't have something? She got you there, Justin. Indeed she did. That's what I call a receipt check." Another person added, "Same guy who told his wife she'll never be on the cover of Vogue. JB, I love you, but what?" Some loyal and loving fans, however, took this opportunity to remind Justin that he's loved. One person wrote, "Justin, I don't know if you'll read this, but it's important for me to tell you that you're important and millions of people around the world who love you. Albums are not as important as we want to see your true happiness." A second person asked, "Are you okay, Justin?" And a third fan advised the singer, "I think you should leave God out of this and grow up." While a fourth person added, "Justin, you just need some therapy, bro." Hailey Bieber had another one to celebrate after her Vogue cover appearance, after her skincare brand Rhode was acquired in a $1 billion deal by e.l.f. Beauty. Now, Hailey expressed excitement about the partnership, calling it a new chapter in her journey. Now, as part of the deal, she will continue leading Rhode as Chief Creative Officer and Head of Innovation as well, while also serving as a strategic advisor to e.l.f. Beauty. Now, the acquisition includes $800 million in cash and stock up front, with an additional $200 million tied to future brand growth. Justin Bieber celebrated Hailey's career milestone with a PDA-filled Instagram post. The singer shared a carousel of images, including a very steamy shot of Hailey sitting on his lap while he embraced her intimately. Shortly after, he posted a tribute highlighting Hailey's success and determination, featuring her business announcement and a photo behind an office table. Fans flooded the comments with congratulations and praise for the couple. As you can imagine, though, a ton of different ranging comments. It was the "This is the way a broke man embraces his rich girlfriend when she comes into money and he's about to ask to borrow some" for me. I laughed, honestly, because yeah, like, isn't Justin broke now? Khloe Kardashian is taking a lot of heat, and she's not even in the kitchen. Nope, this backlash comes from a few feet away, her pantry. Khloe Kardashian has has officially released her latest business venture, a protein popcorn brand, and posted a video tour of her massive pantry to promote it. However, it did not go over well. She posted a crib-style video of her pantry, which is the size of a car garage. I'm not exaggerating, guys. The pantry was formerly a garage before being converted into a pantry crib. As a small apartment renter, I stash my canned goods, chips, and protein bars wherever they'll fit. Honestly, I dream of the day I could have a stockpile as big as hers, but my love and admiration may be amongst the few that's actually happy for the reality star. Now, in honor of releasing her new Cloud protein popcorn, the reality star shared a pantry tour video on social media with bags of her popcorn filling the food pack space. Now, this isn't the first time she's shown off her extremely organized pantry to give her viewers inspiration for how to sort things. Still, this time around, she received a lot of backlash, as internet users said the video was ridiculous and just out of touch, given how expensive groceries are these days. Not only is her pantry massive, it's also stocked with the most eclectic assortment of foods. Now, there's an army of olives, apparently reserved for Kris Jenner's martinis, and a mind-boggling number of snacks, raisins, nuts, and all those, healthy things. She also had a very large bowl of fresh fruit and 2 walls, basically shelves stocked explicitly with bottles of high-end sparkling water. Now, at the start of her video, she says, "This is where all the magic happens." And yeah, I believe it. Honestly, the vibe is somewhere between a farmer's market and a Saks Fifth Avenue, which, to be fair, was her goal. Now, according to the video, Khloe wanted to recreate a mini grocery store inside her pantry, which, if we're being real, feels just a bit gluttonous. Now, fans think so too. Dozens of comments under her Instagram note that her pantry is a vulgar display of wealth and just excess upon excess upon excess. Now, many point out that there's no way she and her 2 kids can eat the amount of food stocked in the pantry before it expires. One person online said, "Pantry is amazing, however, why the need for all that food? People are starving all over our country, seems gluttonous." For many people, groceries are more expensive than ever, which is why watching, the Good American founder walk through her apartment-size loaded pantry upset many people, even if it wasn't supposed to be, this light-hearted video that her loyal fan base apparently requested. Now, when the video was uploaded to social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube, internet users of course flooded the comment section to let the personality know, that they were not pleased to see material like that from her. Now, another person wrote, "This is so over the top. Flaunting her wealth when people are literally starving and struggling to feed their families is just wrong." Someone else added, "So your pantry is bigger than my whole house?" Another person wrote, "I can't afford eggs and my fridge is empty." Internet users also went off on Khloe on other platforms like Reddit. One person wrote, "I hated this video. What's the point of this?"
Meghan Markle posted a video of her twerking in the hospital while pregnant before giving birth to her daughter Lilibet, but some people are not having it and are canceling her. Now, Meghan posted the video to her Instagram page, which showed a heavily pregnant Meghan with Prince Harry in her maternity suite dancing to the viral anthem Baby Mama, a tune that includes the line, "I've been pregnant far too long," to try to bring on labor when pregnant with Lilibet. She captioned the post, "4 years ago today, this also happened. Both of our children were a week past their due dates, so when spicy food, all that walking, and acupuncture didn't work, there was only one thing left to do." Harry had notably mentioned the moment in his controversial memoir, Spare, as he wrote, speaking about Lilibet's birth, "There was nothing but joy and love in that room. We ate and did the baby mama dance around the hospital room." Now, in the video, you can see her and Harry dancing, with Meghan even twerking at one point. In what she thought was a cute and playful video, people online are criticizing her for it. Haters are claiming that this video proves that she was never pregnant and was wearing a moon bump. They claim that she used a surrogate for both of her pregnancies. Now, people also claim that her bump was too high or in the wrong shape to be real. Now, this conspiracy was made even stronger as the video of Meghan dancing showed her wearing a dress, not a hospital gown, and her stomach wasn't smooth as there were bumps and bulges on it, with some people claiming that she just stuck a blanket up her dress. Now, others claim that a real pregnant woman wouldn't be moving that way if she was about to give birth. Not to to mention, critics of Harry and Meghan have even made the extraordinary claim that her dancing video was faked and made on a film set, or it could be AI generated. Others claim that the video was just inappropriate in general and showed that Meghan had no class. Now, some people online came to Meghan's defense, explaining that she really was pregnant and the video wasn't fake, but those comments seem to have landed on deaf ears. Well, a well-placed royal source told the Daily Mail that the royal family believes Meghan and Prince Harry have lost it, and that the clip is classless and tragic. The source added that the king and queen are horrified by the video, as there is a general sense in the palace that they have lost it, the source said, adding that the clip caused a lot of raised eyebrows. Now, Meghan, though, doesn't seem to care about any of this, as she and her team members reportedly identified this video as a win. A source said in the UK, everyone's reaction has been a bit prudish, but everywhere else, particularly in America and especially with young people, it has been a huge hit. She, Meghan, and her team count the video as a win, which can only be a boost for sales, the insider added. So I guess people can hate all they want, but Meghan is happy with all of it.
We all have friendships we regret, but I'm pretty sure Ashton Kutcher is regretting ever being friends with Puff Daddy. So his current relationship with his old pal is, oh, how do I say it? Uncomfortable. But the That 70s Show star should have known to walk away a long time ago. After all, Puff Daddy himself warned Ashton that things could go sideways. That threat, if you will, goes back to the days of Punk'd, the MTV prank show that Ashton hosted from 2003 to 2007. The show was originally going to just pull jokes on everyday folks until there was an early prank involving a fake body, always hilarious, that resulted in a $10 million lawsuit against Ashton Kutcher, MTV, and a Vegas hotel. So then the show was quickly retooled to punk celebrities like Freaky Muniz. Pretty sure Taylor Swift was on at one point. Now, as Ashton Kutcher and friends brainstormed new celebs to prank, somebody came up with Puff Daddy. Now, luckily for Ashton, word got to Puffy before any practical jokes were deployed, and on a 2018 episode of The Late Late Show with James Corden, the duo reminisced about the beginning of their friendship. So Puffy said, I gave Ashton a call one day and said, I heard you're gonna punk me, and I just don't think that's a good idea. If you do that, that will not end well for you, but I think we should work out a deal. Well, hindsight's 2020, folks. Working out a deal with Puff Daddy didn't do so well for Ashton. Sources say that he's so exasperated that once again he's being dragged through the mud because of his past associations. What has been going on? Let's see. Danny Masterson. Now we got Puff Daddy. And other stories we'll get to in a moment. And it's got Ashton convinced that, like, maybe I should get out of Hollywood. In his view, it's the town's fault. It's just a cesspool. So, if you don't know the name Danny Masterson, for those who are unversed, Ashton Kutcher and wife Mila Kunis wrote letters to a judge in support of Danny Masterson after he was convicted of SA, claiming he had been a good person. Now the letters went public, the couple faced massive backlash from fans online, and they did eventually apologize via Instagram. Ashton stepped down from his role as chair of his foundation that fights against those kinds of crimes. He's come under fire following the arrest of Puff Daddy on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and a lot of other bad things. And there's been a lot of old clips of interviews of the two buddies, being bros, and folks questioning why. Now, Ashton mentioned that the duo became fast friends. He was like, oh yeah, we'd hang out, we'd watch football together. When asked about the depravity, and specifically the ickiness that went on at the infamous parties, he's like, I got a lot I can't tell. Nope, can't say that either. Sir, it might be time to start spilling the beans. And yes, well, Puff Daddy has denied all allegations against him. He is currently behind bars at the Federal Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, waiting his trial that's not set to begin till May. Also, there might be another criminal case that Ashton might want to run away from because he's thinking about moving. So if we're going back to the year 2001, it was a February night, Ashton thought he'd been jilted after his date didn't answer the door. The original plan for the night was for him to pick her up at 8, but he was invited to watch the Grammys at a friend's house. So apparently he, called the girl around 7:30 to be like, hey, I'm gonna be later than 8. Called again to keep her posted on his whereabouts. He left a voicemail. She called back from her roommate's phone saying the house phone wasn't working. I think it was like 8:24 at that point. She's like, yeah, I'm just getting out of the shower. I'm gonna go dry her hair. So Ashton was like, okay, cool. No big deal if I'm late. And also, like, sidebar, one of the first detectives at the scene later did see a blow dryer on the toilet seat, so could be legit. So according to Ashton, shortly after 10 p.m., he was like, hey, I'm on my way. There was no answer. He decided to not go straight there. He's like, hey, I would like to touch base first. When he got there, her car was in the driveway, but he thought she might be mad at him because he was late and purposely not answering. So he's like, oh no, I just left. Well, there's a reason she wasn't answering. Her body was no longer, conscious. It was found by her roommate with 47 wounds the next day. But Ashton was like, oh no, I just thought I was stood up. And that is a direct quote from the Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney. He's like, yeah, no, Ashton just showed up. So Ashton also thought he saw like red wine on the floor. And turns out, yeah, the evidence showed that that was actually Ashley's bodily you-know-whats. She'd already been away at that point. But the LAPD was like, look, Ashton wasn't a big deal at the time. He, was just a mutual friend. They were just like casually dating. It was just, a fling, if you will. He wasn't a long-term relationship. He had no ties to her. He had gone, so her name was Ashley. I think I've already mentioned that. They dated for like 2 weeks, couple of little things here and there. They went to a housewarming party. They made plans to get dinner and drinks. So allegedly, Ashley's life was ended by a man named Michael Gargiulio. He was sentenced to end of his life in 2021 for the loss of her life and that of his neighbor, Maria Bruno. Now, sadly, the only reason this case is coming back to life about 20 years later is because of all of the hullabaloo with Ashton and the controversies. Because here's the thing, folks think that Ashton might know more than he did because his fingerprints were everywhere all over the door. And actress Christina Ricci seemingly called him out on Instagram with a warning to awesome guys who have been proven to be awful privately. Comedian Kathy Griffin weighed in, saying, people who needed to stand up for people because they were their bros. And then there was one response that caught me off guard. That of Chrissy Carnell Bixler, former girlfriend of Danny Masterson, one of 3 women who accused him of harm, and she posted a cryptic message to her Instagram story, saying, Dear Ashton, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you, ones that would end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone that night you called Danny, February 21st, 2001. I hear everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor. So it's assumed that she was referencing the passing of Ashley Ellerin. Another statement was later clarified in an Instagram comment saying, Ashton was in his car for over an hour outside of Ashley's house, speaking with his manager about what to do to protect his career and reputation. So the internet has hit the ground running with theories that Ashton either lied about the passing of said girlfriend or might have been involved with the crime itself. Now, during the 2019 trial, Ashton did give his testimony to the court, saying, I didn't know she had passed away till the next day. He just called the police before they could figure out his DNA was on the door handle. He was freaking out about that. And because he fully cooperated with the investigation, he was never treated as a suspect. His 40-minute long testimony included mentioning once again that, that stain on the ground. I just peered through the window to see if I could see her. But he's like, oh no, that just wasn't alarming. Like, I went to her house days before. It was like a crazy party. It was a rager. He thought it was just a stain left over from that. Now, as for the man who allegedly took the poor girl's life, he had met her months earlier. He had offered to fix her tire, left a business card promoting his air conditioning repair services. In 2010, the county sheriff's office described him as a bragger, a BS artist. He would meet and befriend and associate with women, form a superficial relationship with them, and ultimately, that would be the end of their life. So he was every woman's nightmare. He told a number of people he was in the movies and was a high-end plumber for celebrities. Now, there was somebody who testified in the trial that said that he was living a block away from the poor girl at the time and would frequently show up at her house unannounced. Apparently, his vehicle had been parked outside at awkward hours of the day, seemingly an attempt to surveil the poor girl. Now, this man was caught in 2008 when his DNA evidence was found following the attempted ending of life of Michelle Murphy, who did testify at the 2019 trial, by the way, saying initially in the days, weeks, and months after it happened, she barely slept. So after all of this, sounds like Ashton and Mila kind of want to flee the country to avoid all of these things following them. And like, hey, if you can get out, get out. Good luck, folks.
Diddy has finally been exposed for his crime ring and how he treated his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. But apparently all of this was just an open secret in Hollywood, which is honestly really messed up. Now, a lot of celebrities have been to Diddy's parties and engaged in who knows what while there. I mean, multiple celebs have spoken out against Diddy, saying that they don't go to Diddy parties and that you just have to tell the man no over and over, which is honestly just so sketchy, and it's just like, why didn't anyone put a stop to this sooner? Now, Kanye West knew all about this allegedly, and in a 2022 interview, he claimed that Diddy was actually working with law enforcement as an informant, and that's why he was able to get away with what he did. Is this credible? No, not really, not at all, but it is something to think about. Not to mention, Diddy is friends with some very powerful people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, Oprah Winfrey, and the Kardashians. In 2023, industry, Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit against Diddy that was promptly settled the next day. Then on February 26, 2024, music producer Rodney Jones filed a lawsuit against him as well. On March 25th of this year, Homeland Security investigations served search warrants in the early morning raids on Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. Diddy was then arrested last week after being accused of criminal activity going back to at least 2008. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges and wanted to be released on bail, but a judge denied his request. We'll now just have to wait and see what happens, but it appears everyone who was a part of this or helped cover it up will be exposed. Oscar-winning director Roman Polanski was expelled from the Academy in 2018, as the expulsion came more than 40 years after a horrendous legal incident. In 1977, he was convicted of a serious crime, but he fled the United States before being jailed. Now, since he fled the country before sentencing, legally he still has to answer for all charges. But due to this, he can never come back to the United States, because if he ever does, he will be arrested. Now, one of the big problems is that numerous big shots in the movie industry have already written countless petitions asking to pardon Roman, which is honestly disgusting. Now, more than 100 people in the film industry, including Woody Allen, Martin Scorsese, David Lynch, Wes Anderson, Harrison Ford, among many others, signed a petition in 2009 calling for his release. Now, on October 30th, 2015, a Polish judge denied a request by the United States to extradite Roman, so it appears he'll never face the justice his victims deserve. Now, Woody Allen and Mia Farrow began dating in 1980 and were together for 12 years until their split. Now, during that time, the couple adopted 2 children, Dylan and Moses Farrow, and had 1 biological child, Ronan Farrow. Now, Mia and Woody split in 1992, shortly before Woody publicly revealed that he was dating Suni Previn, Mia's 21-year-old daughter she had adopted with her ex-husband, Andre Previn. Woody began dating his technical stepdaughter. Now, Mia reportedly learned of this relationship early in 1992 when she discovered some photographs of Suni in Woody's apartment. Now, the two started dating when she was 21 years old, and they married 6 years later when Suni was 27 and Woody was 62. Now, when asked about his affair, Woody responded by saying, "The heart wants what it wants, there's no logic to those things. You meet someone and you fall in love, and that's that." Ronan Farrow said it best when describing his family dynamic: "He's my father married to my sister, that makes me his son and his brother-in-law." Now, this is all just so crazy because it seems like no one really cares about this, which is just insane. The situation is just so icky, not to mention Woody has been accused of committing some other crimes too, but people still continue to be in his movies and support him. Alfred Hitchcock was an interesting man to say the least, but what people didn't really know was that there was a dark side to him. Now, his first of many recorded instances of actor mistreatment occurred on the set of his film The 39 Steps. He would announce lead actress Madeleine Carroll's presence on set by yelling, "Bring on the Birmingham tart," and would leave her handcuffed to her co-star for hours on end, claiming to have lost the key. Now, he took pleasure in agitating his actresses with crude sexual jokes, and even going as far as making up a story about sleeping with Ingrid Bergman and having actress Janet Leigh filmed in the shower for a 6-day shooting period for Psycho. But by far the worst was his treatment of lead Tippi Hedren while shooting The Birds. Now, Hitchcock became infatuated with her, and after she refused some of his advances, he had live birds attached to her instead of mechanical ones for the shooting of a scene, which ultimately required her to be hospitalized. Later, Hitchcock's demands led to a horrible fight, according to Tippi. She then told him Marnie would be their last film together, and later recalled how Hitchcock told her he would destroy her career. He said, "I'll ruin your career," and he did ruin my career. He kept me under contract and paid me to do nothing for close to 2 years. Now, Tippi said this essentially ruined her career as a leading lady, and it's such a shame. Now, everyone knows about Britney Spears' meltdowns in 2006 and 2007. Now, amidst her split from Kevin Federline, she shaved her head and was swarmed by paparazzi at a gas station, and in retaliation, she smashed a photographer's car with an infamous green umbrella. Now, later, at the beginning of 2008, she was put on a 5150 hold in the hospital. A week after this, she was sent back to the hospital on a 5150 hold, and her father Jamie was granted temporary conservatorship over the star. Now in July that year, he requested for it to be extended, which it was. 2 years before the temporary court-ordered conservatorship was supposed to see its end, a judge then ruled that Jamie would retain control over his daughter for an indefinite period. Speaking of this period of time in her memoir, Britney said, "Even though I begged the court to appoint literally anyone else, and I mean anyone off the street would have been better, my father was given the job. And the court told me I was demented, and I wasn't even allowed to pick my own lawyer." Soon after the conservatorship was in place, she said her father said, "I just want to let you know, I call the shots. You sit right there in the chair and I'll tell you what goes on," she recalled. "I looked at him with a growing sense of horror. I'm Britney Spears now," he said. Britney also spoke out about that 13-year conservatorship as she hit out on her dad Jamie in the explosive memoir, as she opened up about the unrelenting control her family had over her, which, looking back, makes her feel sick. Now, people in Hollywood knew about this but didn't do anything. Finally, in 2019, fans started to realize that something was wrong, and they created the Free Britney movement. With fans backing Britney up, she felt like she finally had a voice and requested the conservatorship to end. Now, she and her father appeared in court multiple times over the year, and on November 12, 2021, the conservatorship was officially over. Now, so many people knew what was going on and directly profited off the whole situation though, which is just gross. And finally, a lot of people know that Judy Garland was treated poorly in the industry, but not that many people know the extent of it. She signed with MGM when she was just a teen, and she appeared on screen in the 1936's Pigskin Parade, a musical comedy about college football coaches. At that point, MGM execs were already bugging her about her weight. They told her she looked like a fat little pig with pigtails and placed her on a forced diet, something that would continue on in her career. The studio restricted her calories so heavily that she unfortunately fell into cycles of starving and binging. In 1938, an MGM exec told her that she was so fat she looked like a monster, and when she was 18, Louis Mayer himself allowed her to consume only black coffee and chicken soup, along with 80 cigarettes and diet pills every 4 hours to reduce her appetite. Now, this kept the weight off, but anytime she stopped dieting, her weight would skyrocket. Studio managers would send memos on her daily eating, including notes like "Garland gained 10 pounds, costumes refitted," and "Judy sneaked out between takes 7 and 8 this afternoon and had a malted milk." Now, poor girl, as she was treated absolutely horrible by MGM.
Amber Heard went from Hollywood darling to Spanish senora. Remember when she was snagging roles in Zombieland and Aquaman? Now she's making headlines for a different kind of splash, relocating to Spain and changing her name. It all started so promisingly for Amber, with early roles that hinted at a bright future. But then, things got messy. Her personal life took center stage, overshadowing her acting gigs. We all know how that went, right? A very public trial with her ex-husband, Johnny Depp, which left her reputation, shall we say, not so shiny. Post-trial Hollywood wasn't exactly throwing scripts her way. She found some work in Italy and even starred in a Spanish movie, but critics weren't impressed. Ouch! Word is she's embraced a quieter life away from the cameras, chilling in Madrid and leaving her acting career behind. So, will she ever make a comeback? Only time will tell if this actress can rewrite her story and reclaim her place in the spotlight. From Duchess to disaster, Meghan's still stirring the pot in 2025. It seems like trouble is always brewing for Meghan, even as she tries to launch new projects. Remember her new Netflix show with Love Meghan? Well, even that faced a setback when Instagram restricted searches for its hashtag. Talk about a rough start. The show, which was originally set to premiere in January, was pushed back to March at Meghan's request due to the wildfires in California. But that's not all. Word on the street is that things aren't so peachy between her and Prince Harry. Some reports claim that Harry isn't happy with current life with Meghan and wants to reconcile with the royal family. Meanwhile, others suggest they're trying to rebrand themselves as a couple after a period of pursuing solo projects amidst divorce rumors. And let's not forget the whispers about Meghan's flirting with Prince William, as detailed in a new book. Apparently, her tactile nature caused discomfort within the royal family and earned her some unflattering nicknames. Yikes. Will Meghan ever catch a break? For now, we cannot tell. Will Smith went from box office king to controversy's court jester. Will Smith, once Hollywood's golden boy, took a detour into controversy that had everyone wondering if his reign was over. It all seemed picture perfect, right? blockbuster after blockbuster, a charming personality, and that megawatt smile. But then, the 2022 Oscars happened. One slap heard round the world, and suddenly, Will Smith's reputation was taking a nosedive. He was banned from the Oscars for 10 years, and projects were put on hold. But don't count him out just yet. After a period of reflection and apologies, Will's back in the game. Bad Boys Ride or Die hit theaters and proved that audiences weren't quite ready to quit him. Despite a decade of questionable creative choices, Smith remains a bankable star. So, is this a full-blown comeback or just a blip on the radar? With a sequel to I Am Legend in the works, it seems like Will's determined to reclaim his spot on top. It remains to be seen if he can truly move past the slap. Diddy's empire crumbled faster than a bad beat after allegations turned his world upside down. Sean Diddy Combs, once a mogul with an empire, now faces a career reckoning due to serious allegations and legal battles. Diddy, who snagged Tommy Mottola's mansion on Star Island in Miami in 2003, has seen his reputation take a serious hit. With allegations of inappropriate behavior, illegal business activities, and oppressive behavior, his image has been tarnished. It all started with Cassie, his former partner, alleging that he was involved in a serious pattern of mistreatment over several years. More women came forward with similar stories, some dating back to the 90s. The claims describe parties involving substance use and a trafficking network. The lawsuits claim Diddy and his associates are accused of pressuring women into unwanted acts. Diddy has denied the claims, but the impact is done. He even resigned as chairman of Revolt TV. So can Diddy bounce back from this? With a tarnished reputation and legal woes, the future looks uncertain. It remains to be seen if he can rebuild his empire. Blake Lively's fairy tale image is cracking amidst a real-life Hollywood legal drama. Once a darling of the screen, Blake Lively's recent developments have some wondering if her career is headed for a plot twist. Remember when Blake was the queen bee of Gossip Girl and charmed us all in rom-coms? Now she's involved in the drama surrounding her film It Ends With Us. Lively is reportedly saddened by the negative energy she is getting and fears this might end her Hollywood career. She faced backlash for remarks that seemed to trivialize the theme of domestic violence in the film, and old interviews resurfaced, framing her as a bully. Following the film's release, Lively has since filed a lawsuit claiming she endured inappropriate behavior from Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director in It Ends With Us. She contends that upon voicing her concerns, Baldoni retaliated by launching a campaign intended to ruin her reputation. Adding fuel to the fire, Baldoni has countersued, accusing Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, of trying to control the film and using false harassment claims to damage his reputation. He even sued the New York Times over their coverage of Lively's allegations. Lively claims Baldoni's smear campaign led to a 78% drop in sales for her brands. Is this just a bump in the road, or will Blake need to reassess her future in Hollywood? It remains to be seen how the ongoing drama will affect Lively's career. Ellen DeGeneres has gone from Be Kind Queen to a canceled comedian. Once beloved for her daytime talk show and feel-good vibes, Ellen's career took a sharp turn after allegations of a toxic work environment surfaced. For years, the Ellen DeGeneres Show was a daytime staple, known for its celebrity interviews, dancing, and charitable giveaways. But in 2020, reports of bullying, inappropriate conduct, and bias based on color behind the scenes painted a different picture. Former employees described a workplace where fear and intimidation reigned, a stark contrast to Ellen's Be Kind mantra. The backlash was swift and severe. Ratings plummeted, and the show ended in 2022 after 19 seasons. While Ellen addressed the allegations and promised to make changes, the damage was done. Old interviews resurfaced, viewed in a harsher light, and even celebrities weighed in. Ellen has attempted a comeback, most recently with her Netflix special, For Your Approval, and a stand-up tour. She joked about being kicked out of show business twice, referencing the cancellation of her 90s sitcom after she came out as gay. However, the drama continues to linger. Will Ellen be able to fully rehabilitate her image? The future of Ellen's career remains uncertain. Kanye West, genius or train wreck? The world's still trying to figure it out. A fusion of talent, innovation, and controversy, Kanye Yo West has had a career plagued by unpredictable acts. From his infamous interruption of Taylor Swift at the 2009 VMAs, where he declared Beyonce deserved the award, to his support for the US president, Kanye has never shied away from stirring the pot. His 2020 presidential run was anything but conventional, marked by erratic speeches and not-so-common ideas. However, his anti-Semitic remarks led to severe consequences. In late 2022, West admired Adolf Hitler and publicly denied the Holocaust. These statements resulted in Adidas, Gap, Balenciaga, and other companies cutting ties with him, causing him to lose his billionaire status. More recently, his naked red carpet appearance with his wife, Bianca Censori, at the 2025 Grammys cost him a $20 million concert deal in Tokyo. Investors were alarmed by the stunt, as Japan has a growing cultural awareness surrounding women's rights and the Me Too movement. Can Kanye ever truly recover? With his history, it is hard to tell if he can turn things around. Ezra Miller. From flash to flameout, their career took a detour into drama. Once a promising star, Ezra Miller's off-screen antics have raised serious questions about their future in Hollywood. Miller, known for roles in The Flash and Fantastic Beasts, faced a series of legal issues. It all started in early 2022 with arrests in Hawaii for disorderly conduct and inappropriate behavior. They were blamed for grabbing a microphone at a karaoke bar and lunging at someone playing darts. Later, they allegedly threw a chair at a woman, leaving her with a cut. But that wasn't all. More seriously, Miller was accused of grooming a minor, Toccata Iron Eyes, starting when Toccata was just 12. Toccata's parents claimed Miller supplied their child with addictive substances. Another mother obtained a temporary protective order against Miller, alleging inappropriate behavior toward her child. In August 2022, Miller was arrested for burglary in Vermont. While Miller has apologized and sought treatment for complex mental health issues, the debates have cast a long shadow. It remains to be seen if they can revive their career.
Justin and Hailey Bieber have been cancelled yet again, so what has the internet deemed the couple guilty of this time? Well, let's get into it. On Hailey's end, the alleged feud with Selena Gomez has kicked up again, but looking over at Justin, he's being accused of taking substances and being a bad father, and together they are being slammed with rumors of divorce. So basically, all the stuff we've been hearing about for the last 5 years, or longer, depending on the rumor. Let's start with Hailey because this happened literally last week, and she seemingly responded to the incident on her Instagram story. A TikToker noticed that they received a like from Hailey Bieber, which wouldn't be drama usually, except that the video in question was kind of anti-Selena Gomez and her fiancé, Benny Blanco. The TikTok was criticizing new photos of Selena and her partner. If you spend any time on the internet, you've probably seen that people don't believe that Benny and Selena are in the same league when it comes to attractiveness, and because of that, they shouldn't be together. Whether or not he makes her happy does not matter. There was only one photo of the bunch in the TikTok that was kind of an outlier, her feet up to his face, but most of them were just pictures that a couple would usually take together. One of them was just them sitting on a couch, so why are we acting like they committed a crime? Anyways, the style of the video was showing the photos in the background with the caption, "Sorry to do this to everyone, but I had to look at these photos so you do too. I genuinely can't decide which is the worst." I mean, for me, it's the feet one, but that's just because I personally hate them. People didn't get a chance to focus on the video itself though once they noticed who was liking it, allegedly one Hailey Bieber. Soon, the top comments in the video were all about that. People were calling Hailey obsessed and a hater. There were also lots of comments about how when Hailey seemingly liked the video, it wasn't viral yet, which had people accusing the model of having a whole For You page about Selena hate and generally being a stalker. However, there is a chance the TikToker fabricated this whole thing, using established public feelings to their advantage to gain more attention. They were the one that first pointed out that Hailey liked the video. If you go to someone's TikTok, you can't see what accounts liked a video the way that you on other social media sites like Instagram. Only the person that posted the video gets notifications about who liked it, so no one would have known that Hailey liked the video if the creator didn't say anything. A rep for Hailey has said that the liking never happened and that the creator made it up for personal online gain. Her account did grow after this drama, her follower count rising and videos covering it being her most watched by far. Some people are also skeptical of the whole thing because the proof that Hailey interacted with the account is in the form of a screenshot, something that the comments have pointed out could be photoshopped or AI generated. People began asking the creator to screen record the notification, however that is yet to make it out. Whether that be because the TikToker actually did photoshop the image or because they would have to scroll through thousands of notifications just to get back to Hailey's, who knows, but it's enough to have people taking Hailey's side in this mess. The creator did post a screen recording of her screenshots in her folder at the times that she did take them, but it's still not a screen recording of the notification itself. Hailey recently posted a cryptic message on her Instagram, and it looks like it might have something to do with this situation, maybe? To a plain background she wrote, "Pastors and preachers really love to just put words together with the same letter and act like it's hitting so crazy." Adding examples below like "there's grace in the gratitude." Finishing off the image saying that it drives her bananas. The following story was of the Flaming Elmo meme, excellent choice first of all, and this one was captioned, "and then people sit there like this eating it up." Since the TikTok like drama was all people knew about recently, it was assumed that these stories would be about that. It's not hard making a connection to the Elmo meme since people jump at the chance to say Hailey hates Selena, but I'm not really sure what the alliteration post means. The opening for the Hailey liked my TikTok video was Hailey Bieber herself, so maybe it's referencing that. I admit I'm not sure. I don't want to pretend like I know the situation on a personal level, unlike the TikToker. In her 3 videos covering this moment, she outright said that she feels like this is definitive proof that when Hailey says there's no drama, that she's lying. She also said that Hailey probably effing hates Selena, and she also said that Hailey's For You page was probably full of Selena hate and was trained to show her videos bashing the singer since she allegedly interacted with the video when it was only at 77,000 views. Hailey and Selena have been dealing with rumors of a feud for about a decade now. They have shut the rumors down multiple times, even posed together for pictures, but they always seem to end up right back where they started, with headlines saying they are fighting, and it's all because they dated the same guy. Justin Bieber. He's found himself surrounded by controversy. It's a lot of the same old stuff again, being a bad dad, using substances, etc. But what's more new is people speculating that the star has had a hair transplant. The stuff about substances and being a bad dad kind of goes hand in hand. Bieber has recently posted a few photos of himself using something that makes you happy with herbal substances. We can't say the actual names of these things, so I do apologize. But whatever, he was around them in pictures, which prompted people to tell the star to stop using and be a better father, be more present with his son. Bieber has been accused of using other, more intense substances, however there is no proof of those ones. The reason people were saying any of this at all was because Justin has been spotted out recently looking unlike his past self. People have said that he's been looking haggard and tired, his fashion wasn't helping the situation, as he usually goes for the oversized look, which makes him appear skinnier than he actually was, which only spurred on the rumors that his life was headed in a downward spiral. Of course, there is a chance that he's not looking as rested as he used to because he has a new member of the family at home that is currently at the age known for crying through the night, but that's just speculation. Reps for the singer had denied that he was using things, and now Justin himself seems to be responding to the social media accusations on his Instagram. The star posted a message about not having anything to prove or not owing anyone anything. This could also be about the divorce rumors though that have literally plagued the couple throughout the relationship. Despite posting many photos and videos of themselves together looking very happy, and even some featuring their son Jack, people are still saying the couple is headed for divorce. Reps for the couple have said time and time again that the pair are in it for the long run, but sources keep coming forward alleging that there's trouble in paradise. Just recently, after Hailey's event in February, a source shared that not only was Justin going through a hard time, but also that Hailey was really concerned for her husband and there was only so much she could do. The source went so far as to say Hailey loves Justin with all her heart, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's happy. The couple did seem pretty happy in all the birthday pictures and videos Justin posted, but who knows, I guess. As for the hair transplant rumors, because who could have seen that one coming? Those started on TikTok, of course. A plastic surgeon noticed that Justin really liked wearing hats, and there was a period where all people would see of him was him in a hat. The plastic surgeon took 2 photos of the singer, one from 2022 and the other from 2024, putting them side by side to try and prove his point. The 2022 photos featured a Bieber buzz cut, and the other photos showed his longer hair now. The plastic surgeon pointed out that the hairlines were slightly different and it is now more flat. The surgeon also said that it could take up to a year or even a year and a half for a person to see results with a hair transplant, so that would explain why Bieber suddenly loved hats so much. Since these rumors had their heyday last year, it's unlikely that Bieber's story would be referencing this, though it would still fit. Reasons for divorce rumors are not limited to the rumors of substance use, or, well, there would be more if that is the case to that alleged story. It's no secret that Justin has had a hard time growing up in the public eye. He was arrested, he had a very public falling out with his ex, and he was treated oddly by many grown adults when he wasn't one. There are many videos online of grown people asking a teenage Bieber intimate questions or even getting physical with him without consent. He appeared to be more of a toy to people than a person. Then a video of him with Diddy resurfaced, and at this point we all know what Diddy has been accused of by literally over 100 people. People are worried that worse things happened to or even just around the start when he was that young, and that it's taking its toll now. Of course, hopefully nothing of the sort did occur, but no matter what, it's clear the singer is doing much better and is very happy with his wife, child, and career as it stands. The It Ends With Us drama is never ending. There's a lot of serious accusations flying around, and now even videos. After noticing that director Justin Baldoni and lead actress Blake Lively seemed to keep distance from one another at the It Ends With Us premiere, social media users were quick to deduce that the pair must be feuding. Pretty soon, people were picking sides, some Team Justin, citing past interviews of Lively in which she was rude, others choosing to be Team Blake as no one from the cast was backing Justin, and they all seemed to support Lively, which felt weird. Eventually, Lively was losing the battle, and necessarily that Justin was winning either. Lots of people were hating on Blake Lively just because they wanted to, but then it was revealed that Justin had allegedly hired a PR team to start a smear campaign against her, and that's when the lawsuits started flying. Justin sued Blake, she sued back, he sued her husband, Ryan Reynolds. It is a mess. In one of her suits, Lively accused Baldoni of acting inappropriately on set and adding intimate actions into scenes when they were not scripted, etc. These are really serious accusations to make against someone, especially if they are insisting on their innocence. Lively had referenced a particular scene, and so Justin's legal team decided to release footage of that scene to help clear his name. 10 minutes worth of footage. His team had promised that they were going to create a whole website with all the evidence that they have collected to clear Justin's name, which is quite unusual for a legal case. Usually cards are played in the courtroom, but this became a social media trial a long time ago. Releasing the footage ended up really working in Baldoni's favor. Many people began taking his side for a number of reasons. He had receipts, they felt he wasn't being that inappropriate in the scene in the end, they believed that Blake was flirting with him in the scene, there's a lot going on. Point is, Lively has lost a lot of public support, and that's not a good thing in their chosen profession. In order to stay working, actors need the public to love them, or at least appreciate kind of like their body of work. Baldoni is fighting so hard to prove that he is innocent. It's safe to say that of the two, Blake Lively is more famous and has more iconic roles on her resume. That, on its own, gives her a lot of power in Hollywood, plus she's married to Ryan Reynolds. She has a bit of a safety cushion there. Justin doesn't have that luxury, and if he were to lose the public's favor, he would lose everything. At least, that's how a lot of people see it. Before, this situation was between Baldoni and Lively and Ryan Reynolds by extension, but now, Blake Lively has filed an amended complaint that she wasn't the only woman on set that experienced negative behavior at the hands of Baldoni and a producer of the film. She has now claimed that 2 other actresses from that set are ready to testify and give evidence that they also experienced mistreatment during filming. It's not clear yet who the actresses are, though people are speculating that it would be co-stars Jenny Slate, who played Lively's best friend in the movie, and Isabel Ferrer, who played a young Lively. Despite this, people are still firmly anti-Blake and saying that she just can't accept that people just don't like her and that she is on her way to losing a $400 million lawsuit. A$AP Rocky has gone to court and faces up to 24 years in prison after he was accused and caught on camera firing at a past friend of his. Well, at this point I'm just kind of assuming it's a past friend. I don't know how one comes back from an altercation like that and then going to court over it. The initial incident happened actually way back in 2022, so this has been going on for a while. Fans have been on the edges of their seats waiting to hear if A$AP will go free or lose it all. The rapper was accused by a friend of firing at him after the pair got into a verbal and then physical altercation. The incident was captured by surveillance cameras in the area and was shown to the jury, and then later seen by the public when it was leaked online. Rocky's defense rested on the fact that he wasn't actually carrying a weapon and that it was simply a prop. You can hear bangs in the video, but it was agreed that it's hard to see if there were actually projectiles. The victim in the case claimed that his knuckle was brushed with a projectile, and he later received medical attention for it. However, Rocky's defense provided sufficient evidence for reasonable doubt. The victim, however, claims that he had the casings from the incident, but police that responded to the scene say that they couldn't find anything on the day. The argument to remedy this was that the victim just knew where to look. The victim took 2 days to report the incident, and surveillance footage taken on the day allegedly doesn't back up his claim to find the casings. Some people theorize that the victim planted the casings to make A$AP Rocky appear guilty. There is also dramatic moments inside the courtroom too, including one witness calling A$AP Rocky's lawyer annoying, and then another time when another witness was asked about the meaning behind the acronym AWGE, to which Rocky verbally told the man mid-trial to not say anything. It's pretty rare that someone would interrupt court proceedings in this manner. The meaning behind AWGE was never actually shared. In the A$AP Rocky extended universe, this is the thing that only a handful of people know, it seems. It's kind of like his branding, almost like his Fight Club kind of. There's 2 rules: you don't reveal the meaning, and when in doubt refer to rule number 1. But what was this verdict? Did A$AP lose everything, and is he going to be behind bars for up to 24 years? No, he was not found guilty. He was overjoyed with the results and literally ran to hug his girlfriend. He was overjoyed with the results and literally ran to hug his girlfriend and mother to their children, Rihanna. He literally almost jumped over the barrier to get to her. It was really sweet. Fans, they're obviously very happy with the results of the trial. Photos and videos of Justin Bieber out on the town have gone viral recently due to the fact that the singer is looking a bit more tired than normal. People are saying that he looks ragged, haggard, and just downright exhausted. And if he is, I wouldn't blame him. Growing up in the industry is tough, people constantly saying you're on the brink of divorcing your wife is hard, and caring for a brand new little member of the family is difficult. And imagine having to do all that while maintaining a worldwide brand. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that would send me into a nervous breakdown for sure. Bieber and wife Hailey Bieber welcomed their son in August of 2024, so they are probably still getting used to having their sleep schedules absolutely demolished. The easy answer to Justin's recent public appearances being less energetic than in the past is that he's simply tired from caring for his new family. However, of course, people have begun to speculate that there's other factors at play. Bieber has been accused of relying on substances, and in general, fans have expressed concerns for the performer's health. Bieber's style has also changed a lot from what people remember seeing him. He's favored an oversized, loose look in recent years that is unlike the pop star persona fans grew attached to. Though it's clear that this fashion is what makes the star comfortable, fans are saying he's let himself go. Rumors of divorce are also running rampant after Justin unfollowed Hailey on social media, and the couple were seen out on the town without the other. Fans were sent into an upset earlier in the year when they noticed that Bieber had unfollowed his wife on Instagram. The star has been on a bit of an unfollow spree lately, and the reason this matters so much to people is because Bieber isn't the type of celebrity that follows like 0 people. He's following almost 800 different accounts, so if he unfollows someone, fans take it as a message. In addition to his wife, the star unfollowed past friends and co-workers, and then in the past couple days he's unfollowed a lot of other music artists, and people are just really keeping an eye on things. There was so much chaos online regarding his unfollowing of Hailey that Justin actually posted a statement to his Instagram story to explain what happened. Apparently, His account was hacked. While it might seem ridiculous that his account would be hacked for the sole purpose of unfollowing his wife, I raise you the years of online and, in rare cases, in-person harassment that this couple has endured because people think they shouldn't be together. Whether that's because they don't like him, they don't like her, they want to be with JB, or they want him to get back together with ex-Selena Gomez, this couple has had the cards stacked against them for a long time. Recently, Hailey held a party for her skincare brand, and fans were quick to notice that Justin was not in attendance. Instead, he was spotted out to dinner with friends. Obviously, fans took this as a sign that the couple were on the rocks. Divorce rumors have been around for them since pretty much the beginning of their relationship, despite the couple's attempts to show that everything is alright. Hailey Bieber posted a sweet look at her and Justin's Valentine's Day activities to her Instagram. They went out to dinner and they cuddled, so it was very average if you ask me. Celebrities, they're just like us. Probably the most famous and incredibly heartbreaking account of a celebrity having footage leaked and then losing everything is that of Pamela Anderson. Anderson was discovered after being spotted in the crowd at a sports game. The crowd thought she was gorgeous, and soon she became a model and then later an actress. Her fame steadily grew with appearances in shows like Home Improvement and Baywatch. Eventually, she married Tommy Lee and everything looked like paradise. The couple was clearly happy and in love, but the good times came to a screeching halt when an electrician hired to work on the couple's home was fired. As revenge, the man stole the couple's tape of their intimate moments from their safe and leaked it to the public. Anderson and Lee were torn apart for this, even though it wasn't really their fault at all. People said that Anderson shouldn't be upset though, because she was already acting sensually in magazines and on TV. In one extreme case, she was apparently told that because she posed for a popular sensual magazine, she had no right to privacy. Her blossoming career was put on pause, and she didn't return to the level of fame she once had until very recently. Thanks to recent societal events like the Me Too movement and just, in general, little tolerance for revenge of that manner, Anderson has been able to take back her career. She's received rave reviews for her performance in 2024's The Last Showgirl and her successful 2023 book, Love, Pamela.